over. Here we go. Here we go. Time's sake. And everybody looking straight ahead.
Everybody all the way here he is right here.
And now everyone right at me in the middle. Everybody right in the middle for your house photographer.
Hey guys, one more time, all the way in the front. Right here. Here we go.
Guys, just right here. What again on the left? And guys, over with the hand here on the left side.
Straight ahead, everybody.
One more time in the middle.
Okay, got it. Great.
Thank you very much.
People are always like, I'm not watching the show anymore because the kids aren't kids anymore. It's like, okay, are we not sure how science works? Like, and now, like, how you changed as well, sir or ma'am, whoever tweets that. It's such a weird thing to say. You know, the kids freak me out because they're older now. It's like, okay, yeah, you know, we're not the Simpsons. We're not animated characters. We change the way we look. Some of us gain weight, some of us lose weight, you know, whatever it is. So it's been crazy because, you know, when Nolan and Rico, you know, I'll use those guys for example because they're, you know, they're boys and I, you know, was closer with them and am closer with them because of conversations that we could have. They were building forts on the set the first season and now they're driving expensive cars.
You're like the Legends of the Fall Guy. You have a band collar shirt on.
I do feel like, should we not tie this a little? I don't know.
Bro, the band collar, bro.
When I go out into public and into the world, it's the graciousness and the kindness of people that make me and feel that way and remind me of that. But it's kids, you know, kids coming up to me and, you know, 10-year-old, 11-year-old kid pointing to me, are you, and then seeing a kid nudge their parents, you know, I see those kinds of things and it makes me feel good because, again, it's like you weren't alive when I got this job or you weren't talking or you had no concept of comedy and to see that that's happening in kids' life. It reminds me as, you know, because I look back at like Leave It to Beaver. Leave It to Beaver was a show that wasn't on when I was old, you know, that was a repeat to me. That was on well before I was born. And then I started identifying with Wally and the Beef. If our show and the characters on our show have the lasting impact that somebody like Carol Burnett, Tim Conway, Harvey Korman, those types of people have and make people feel, because I was the same way. Harvey Korman and Tim Conway, you know, when I got to meet Tim Conway, I remember so vividly laughing with my grandparents in the living room watching the Carol Burnett show. Tina Fey was my level 2 teacher in Chicago at the Second City. She taught a class basically that was kind of geared towards how to create character, how to build a character on stage, because, you know, Second City has their own technique, the Groundlings has their own technique, different sketch comedy places sort of have their own technique. So that's what she kind of worked with. But she was on the main stage performing when I started kind of hanging around Second City. I was a host. I would seat people, pick up the dirty plates, take it to the dishwasher or whatever. And so I got to see her and Rachel Dratch and Jenna Jelovitz and Scott Allman and Scott Adsit and Jim Zulovic. Those guys were on the main stage when I got there. I remember so vividly how awesome she was. And then when she got SNL, she got hired as a writer to go away to SNL. I just remember thinking, well, I hope she makes it. Turns out she did.